The spray gun should be held approximately 12 inches from the surface and aim straight at the surface like this. Keep the gun a consistent distance from the surface. Move across the surface in order to keep the gun pointed straight at the surface. Fanning the gun to direct the spray at an angle causes an uneven finish. Flex your wrist at the beginning and end of each stroke to maintain an even coat. Don't spray at an angle. Keep the gun perpendicular to the surface. To practice proper gun positioning without spraying, try moving the gun and holding it perpendicular to the surface only 2 inches from the wall to learn the technique. Notice how at the beginning and end of each stroke you must flex your wrist to keep the gun and tip square to the surface. Move out to 12 inches for further practice. Work in sections only as far as you can comfortably reach. First, spray the outer edges and cut in any corners. Then point the spray tip at the edge of the previous stroke so the spray pattern is actually overlapping the prior stroke by 1/2. Trigger the spray gun after beginning each stroke and release before ending the stroke. Your arm should be moving before and after you trigger the gun. This will prevent blotches of thick coating at the beginning and end of each stroke. To ensure an even amount of paint on the surface, after completing the first stroke, aim the spray gun so the tip points at the edge of the previous stroke, overlapping each stroke by 1/2. When spraying on broad open surfaces such as ceilings and bare walls, the outside edges should be sprayed first. Then the middle can be sprayed more quickly. For inside corners, aim your spray gun into the corner, like this. Spray along the corner, painting an even amount on both sides. Typically, when painting, it's best to start at the top and work your way down. Begin by spraying any eaves or the underside of overhangs. The direction you spray is determined by the construction. As a general rule, spray horizontal and make sure you direct the spray up a little to spray the bottom lip of your siding. With a little practice, this easy-to-use sprayer will have you spraying like a pro in no time. Remember, hold the gun straight with no tilt up or down, or angle left or right. Have the spray gun moving before and after you trigger the gun. Move at a consistent speed, and when spraying, overlap the prior stroke by 50%. Allow significant time for the paint to dry before removing tape from your trim. This will result in crisp, clean lines. When you're done painting, the job isn't quite finished. Unfortunately, there's always cleaning up to do. However, Graco sprayers make cleaning up easier than you might think. If you're only taking a short break or for overnight storage to complete the job the next day, simply leave the suction tube and prime tube submerged in the paint. Relieve the pressure in the system by turning the prime spray valve to the prime position. Place your gun in a bucket of water or mineral spirits to keep the paint from drying on the tip. If the shutdown period is longer than 2 days, or if you have completed your job, then you need to completely flush out the system. Proper flushing and storage is vital to the life and performance of your unit. This video covers shutdown and cleaning for water-based materials only. If you are using a non-water-based material, such as oil-based enamel paints or stains, please see your manual for instructions. For shutdown and cleaning after using a water-based material, turn the power switch off. Turn the prime spray valve to prime to relieve pressure in the system. Place the suction tube and prime tube into a waste pail. After making sure the gun safety is on, unscrew the spray tip guard and assembly from the spray gun. Next, attach the power flush to a garden hose. Close the power flush valve and turn on the water to the garden hose. Open the power flush valve. Clean off the suction tube, prime tube, and inlet screen. Remove the inlet screen from the suction tube. And then attach the garden hose and power flush attachment to the suction tube. With the prime tube in the waste pail, the prime spray valve should still be in the prime position. Open the power flush valve. Allow the unit to pump water through the prime tube for at least 20 seconds. In order to save the paint that's in the hose, turn the gun safety off and squeeze the gun trigger while pointing the gun into the paint pail. With the power switch off, turn the prime spray valve to spray and the pressure control knob to the clean position. Turn the power switch on. Paint from the suction tube and paint hose is saved back into your paint pail. When you start to see paint from the gun that's diluted with water, move the gun to the waste pail while keeping the gun trigger squeezed. Keeping the trigger squeezed will keep you safe and help you avoid a splashback hazard. After moving the gun to the waste pail, you will want to keep the gun triggered for about 2 minutes or until relatively clear water comes out of the gun. Then release the trigger and turn the gun safety on. Turn the power switch off and turn the prime spray valve to prime to relieve pressure in the system. Turn off the water to the hose. Go ahead and remove the power flush attachment and unscrew the garden hose. The sprayer is now clean, but you will also want to fully clean the tip guard, inlet screen, and gun filter to ensure proper performance. To clean the tip guard, and inlet screen, simply use a soft bristle brush to remove any paint after rinsing with water. Graco spray guns have a filter in the handle to help prevent tip clogs. For some spray guns, simply unclip the trigger guard and unscrew the handle of the gun. For other spray guns, with a wrench, unscrew the hose from the gun and remove the filter to clean. Remove the gun filter and clean it with water and a soft bristle brush. Reinstall the gun filter with the round end up. Your gun is now clean and ready to be used the next time. For units with the self-cleaning InstaClean filter, you might want to check the filter before storing the unit. First, unscrew the hose from the sprayer, then use a wrench and remove the outlet fitting. Remove the filter and inspect it for debris. If needed, clean the InstaClean filter with water and a soft bristle brush. Reinstall the InstaClean filter by inserting the round end into the outlet fitting. Then use a wrench to replace the fitting into the sprayer outlet. Finally, reconnect the hose to the sprayer. For units with a manifold filter, the filter should be removed and cleaned each time you clean the unit. Now that your sprayer is clean, you'll want to prepare it for storage. You never want to leave water in the pump for any length of time because water is corrosive or can freeze and cause damage to the sprayer's pump. To protect and store your Graco sprayer, you'll need to replace the water with a storage fluid such as pump armor. Most sprayers include a sample of pump armor, which also can be purchased at your local Graco retailer. To remove the water from the sprayer system, follow the same steps as you did loading the pump with paint, except now you'll be loading the pump with storage fluid. Simply place the prime tube into your waste pail, then place the suction tube into the pump armor storage fluid. Now you will go through the normal steps to prime the sprayer. With the power switch off, turn the prime spray valve to prime, and turn the pressure control knob to the cleaning symbol. Turn the power switch on, and the unit will begin to pump. Storage fluid will then be drawn into the system and will soon come out of the prime tube. When you see the pump armor coming out of the prime tube, turn off the power switch and then turn the prime spray valve to spray. This will keep the storage fluid in the sprayer. Place the inlet screen, tip and guard, pump armor, and any other tools or cleaning items into the sprayer's toolbox located on the back of the sprayer. Place the suction tube and prime tube in a plastic bag or container to catch any drips. Then coil up the hose, unplug and wrap the power cord around the handle, and that's it. Your sprayer is clean and ready for storage. Graco airless sprayers are built to spray a wide variety of paint and other materials. However, the sprayers are not intended to be used to spray filled or aggregate materials, such as sand, concrete, or textured materials. Please refer to the material manufacturer's specification sheet for more detailed information about the material's ability to be sprayed. Extend the versatility of your new Graco sprayer with the complete line of time-saving accessories, including pressure roller attachments, reversible spray tips, and tip extensions. Visit your local Graco retailer or www.magnum.graco.com to learn about these accessories. View the accessories section of this DVD to see how they can make your job even easier and save you even more time and labor. Using an airless sprayer will take time getting used to. If you are new to using airless spray equipment, you may want to continue watching for some basic troubleshooting information. One common issue is that the power switch is on and the sprayer is plugged in, but the pump does not run. It is normal for the sprayer's motor to shut off when the system reaches the appropriate pressure setting. Generally, this means that the pressure control knob is set at a minimum setting. Simply turn the pressure control knob to the right to increase the pressure, and the pump should begin to run, and then will stop when it reaches pressure. Start spraying and the pump should start again. Another common issue is the trigger cannot be squeezed. This generally means that the trigger safety is on and it simply needs to be put into the off or spray position. The pump not priming can also be an issue for new users of airless spray equipment. Generally, one of the following four things has happened. The prime spray valve is at the spray position and it should be at the prime position. or the inlet screen is clogged with dried paint or debris and needs to be cleaned. Make sure the suction tube is immersed into the paint. Also, the inlet valve check ball may be stuck. Remove the suction tube and place the eraser end of a pencil up into the inlet section to dislodge the ball. This will allow the pump to prime properly. Power flushing can also be effective in dislodging the inlet check ball as well. When spraying, if you experience a sudden stop, it generally means that the tip is clogged. Stop spraying and simply turn the arrow-shaped handle pointing backwards. Aim the gun into a waste pail or scrap cardboard and squeeze the trigger. This will usually unclog the tip. Remember to make sure the arrow is in the spray position before beginning to spray. The pump runs but does not build up pressure in the system. This indicates the pump is not primed or has lost its prime. The inlet screen might be clogged or the suction tube is not immersed in paint. The paint pail may be empty. The inlet valve check ball could be stuck. Again, try nudging it with a pencil. Another possibility is that the suction tube could have an air leak. First, try tightening the connection to the unit, and if that does not work, check it for holes or kinks. If the pump runs, but paint only dribbles or spurts when the gun trigger is squeezed, then perhaps the pressure is set too low. The tip is clogged. The Insta-Clean filter or manifold filter is clogged, or the gun filter is clogged and restricting flow. Another possibility is that the spray tip is too large, or it's simply too worn and needs to be replaced. If your spray pattern is more round and not as wide and narrow, your spray tip is probably worn and should be replaced. A worn tip will add labor and paint costs to your project. Resolving common airless sprayer difficulties is easy. If you require more detailed troubleshooting, please see your operating instructions. Or, for further assistance, please call our technical assistance representatives at 1-888-541-9788 or visit Graco online at www.magnum.graco.com. There are several Graco accessories you can combine with your sprayer to help you complete your jobs even faster with less strain. Tip extensions and heavy-duty extensions come in a variety of lengths to extend your reach and reduce your need for ladders and scaffolding. They work well when spraying soffits, high walls, vaulted ceilings, and overhangs. Pressure rollers eliminate the need for messy paint trays and the constant bending down to load your roller in a paint tray. With the Magnum pressure roller attachment, you simply pull the gun trigger when you need more paint and keep on rolling. Pump protectants like Pump Armor and TSL protect your investment and keep your equipment running longer. Add TSL to the wet cup above the pump on Graco's ES models to keep paint from sticking to the pump rod and reduce wear on the pump seals. Load your unit with Pump Armor before storage to reduce corrosion. Graco spray tips come in a variety of spray widths and hole sizes, designed for spraying a wide range of fluids. Graco tips are made from high-quality carbide steel and will last a long time. Make sure your sprayer is rated for the tip size you choose.